Okay, I think I have these engine nacelles where I want them. All right, aside from the masking aftermarket kit, I also bought these decals from Kit's World, and they are, you know, a little more detailed. And looking at, again, at my reference, for sure, those words are outlined in black. And I see those black bombs, so that, you know, this definitely seems more accurate. However, there's two of them, and all the research I've done says that in general they were on the left side and not the right side, which again, I mentioned I have this reference, and sure enough, there's none on that side, and you can almost see the one behind it. It doesn't look like there is one there either. So I'm only going to do one side when I get there. But the other thing is it comes with, you know, a nice painting guide, so to speak, so I can, you know, follow that as well. So I'm going to put that up on the wall. So I've been working to open that vent or whatever it is in front of the doors there. So you can kind of, here's a before and after. So the top there is the before and the bottom. I just progressively used the drill, drilled a bunch of holes in there, and then kind of, you know, scraped it with a knife. Oh, and the scribers are out because then I also rescribed where the front of those doors meet that end. And where those doors meet is about as good as I'm going to get it. So now I'll open that other one, and I think that'll do it for this portion of the nacelle. All right, I just put these engine nacelles on, and yeah, they fit pretty well. Have the final coat of super glue on the wing edges, so then once these fully solidify and everything, then I can work on, you know, those seams all the way around. Same thing over here, you know, that looks pretty good. And again, same thing on the edges there. Actually, I'll probably put these on here before I do, you know, go all the way around. So next now I'll work on these, the fronts of these nacelles and these pieces. The Edward mask for the clear parts arrived. Got these engine nacelles on and done. So again, I have to clean up, but everything's dry now. And then got these together. Now these have, again, some nasty fit issues, so I need to clean up the front there. The seams are not horrible, but definitely these front intakes, top intakes there, and that seam between them needs some work. Yeah, these wings are looking good now, but so the thing on this one is you need to get that end piece to follow, that end piece of the nacelle to follow the curve of the top of the wing. And when you do, you end up with a nasty gap on the bottom. So same thing here, you know, it's almost even worse on this one. But again, if you get that curve on the top correct, you end up with a nasty gap. So I'm going to have to address those. So those gaps and those gaps are the next thing I'll work on. So I've got my panel bits out. And you can see in there, there's, you know, all these bits. So I just grabbed some, put them out here, and then kind of fit them in there. Pushed one in all the way around, trimmed it a little bit, and then up to this side, and then same thing from that side. And then just doused it with the ultra thin, and then I can clean that up with super glue. So now same thing over here. Okay, moving along on these. So I've got those filled with the styrene and now coated with the super glue. So I'll let that all fully dry, solidify, and then basically sand that smooth. And on the front of these engine housings, so just to close that gap, I'm touching it with the super glue and then touching it with the zip kicker, kind of going back and forth and building that up. So I think now I'll just let that fully dry and solidify and sand that down. All right, here's those leading edges of the intakes, and I think I have those where I want them. And I also filled gaps between the panels. All right, so now I think those are dry. I'm going to get started on those. All right, getting there on this gap here. I think I got that side pretty much perfectly smooth. Need a little more touch up on this side, but yeah, that's looking pretty good. Okay, I think I have this engine nacelle where I want it. That cowl meets pretty well at the front, and that back is pretty smooth now. All right, here's that other one. I think I have that one pretty good as well. All the way around and back there. So now I've, again, touched some glue in these seams, and now that other one should be dry and I can go around the outside of that one. Okay, finally. That was a lot of sanding and retouching with super glue and resanding again, but I think I have those nacelles on and clean, and the wing edges all cleaned up all the way around. So I think that'll do it for this video. And next time we'll be moving on to the cockpit and inside of the fuselage. Hope you found that interesting. And as always, thanks for watching and happy modeling.